welcome to another episode of Conversations with Marlon, the guitar player in the corner. Today's guest is Genita McCullough, a dancer, performer, singer, who does a Janet Jackson tribute show. And I'm pleased to have her on the program with us. We want to explore what she's been up to, what she's been doing. And I'll shut up and say, welcome to the show, Genita.
Thank you so much, Marlon. I appreciate you for having me.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up. Say that.
No. You're good. You're good. You're good. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. And I think now it's just a weird time for everyone, but I'm basically just staying low, practicing on my craft, and just trying to keep up with everything that's going on right now. But I'm blessed, very blessed for sure.
So I have my this is my Michael Jackson shirt. Can you see there? Because I don't have a Janet Jackson shirt. I got a Michael. Can you see that?
I can see it. Oh, that's awesome.
And I should have done, I should have draped it back here. You know what I mean? In honor of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, so she's going to have to promise she's got to send me a Janet Jackson shirt. So when I bring her back, she can give me a Janet Jackson shirt to hang up back there.
I will get you a Janet shirt. So
some things you just don't. I've never worn this. You see the tag is still on it. It's just a keepsake of Michael Jackson. So speaking of Michael Jackson and the Jackson family, how did you settle upon Janet Jackson to do a tribute for Janet Jackson? What was the thinking in that? How did that come about?
It's interesting. When I was 15, I lost my mom. She was very young. She passed away at the age of 34. And during that time, it was just a dark time. It was a sad time. And I would come home and I would watch Michael. And I would just watch his dance and his movement. Now, mind you, I never took one dance class at all. So I taught myself. So I would come home and I would watch Michael. And then I just started having this love for Janet. And again, it was just a tough time. And it was just something for me to zone in on. And it just brought me happiness. It brought me joy. And I just started, imitating her. I learned the moves. I practice them in the mirror. I come home from school, I practice, and I just started doing talent shows, and I just taught myself pretty much everything about Janet and Michael. And I started doing my talent shows, and I started seeing how people really loved it. So I just started building on it. I started singing, and I just watched. I just watched, learned, and just focused on them. And so that's pretty much kind of how I honed in on it. So the dancing and the music and the performing just took my mind off of everything. So it was an interesting time in my life. So as I'm obviously, I'm a musician and a guitarist, and I play different instruments. How do you feel about that? I mean, do you ever think maybe I should have gotten into a school to learn the science behind dancing, or what the terms of art are on a stage for dancers, or be a part of the Alvin Ailey troupe or anything? Have you ever thought about that, or do you ever think about that? Sometimes.
Do you think you missed anything?
I don't think I missed anything. Again, I think the more dance training you can have, the better. It can only help you and enhance anything that you're going to do. But I think it's something unique when you can learn it on your own and build on that. Again, nothing's wrong with any formal dance training. I think, that can help. Sometimes I do wish I could have done a little more, training wise. But you can't change anything. And just learning what I've learned, being able to, focus on her and get her dance down and performing. I mean, it's, I've came a long way just learning what I've learned. So I think that says something about the person as well. So, it makes you special and unique all at the same time.
I've performed sometimes with you. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, I've performed on stage with you. It was
We
just last year.
have.
I'm
Yeah.
saying it was last year, and I was.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the expressions of people in the audience. You know, what I mean, how they are taken with the movement, how precise your movement is. How long did it take you? Let's just take one song, for example. Let's say, tell me one of the songs, one of your favorite songs with the dance routine that's attached to it, and tell me how long did it take you to get that down?
I'm going to say Pleasure Principle. It took me probably about, I'm going to say, it took me about 3 years to get Janet down as a whole. And then I would, like I said, I just practice and practice. Practice makes perfect. So I just continued to practice. But yeah, Janet Jackson's Pleasure Principle is probably one of my favorite. I used to perform at a place. Actually, I performed at a lot of places in Kansas City, but we did something at Woody's North. And shout out to Woody's North. We actually had a screen behind me, and we had all the props. So every move that Janet did on her Pleasure Principle video, I did. So we had the mic stand, we had the car in back, and we played this video screen while I performed in front of Janet's video. So that was really intricate. Took a while to get that down, for sure. So yeah, definitely some time.
Do you have butterflies before you perform? Do you get nervous?
I do get a little nervous actually, but it's an excitement nervous. It's not, I'm scared to, see the crowd. I live for the crowd. I love the crowd. I love the stage. I love the energy. And that's where I feel most at home, and I miss it. I miss it so much, but I'll be able to get it again. But yeah, I do get a lot, but it's exciting nerves. You hear people out there cheering, and all those people are there for you. So it's one of the best feelings in the world. It's hard to describe it.
So I brought another shirt. This is when I went to Paisley Park. I had a chance to get up to Paisley Park last year, and so this is Prince Purple Rain. I'm showing this.
God.
I remember that when you used to come down to my rehearsal space. I remember one evening after I had rehearsal with another band, you came in before they ended. I think it was the Lady Gaga Madonna tribute group, and then you and I stayed, and then I started playing guitar, and then we started singing. Do you remember that? And I played Purple Rain, and then you sang Janet Jackson, and then we had to sing along. So I don't want this moment of interview to pass without bringing in your journey as a singer, to become singing with your performance. Because when I first met you, I thought it was you were doing the moves to a track, but then over time you began to evolve your performance into singing and performing at the same time. So tell me about that journey. Why did you do that, and what was that like for you, taking on that extra work of singing? And have you always sang? Have you always sang music?
So interesting enough, when I grew up, my father was a pastor. So I'm a PK. I'm a preacher's kid. You know what they say about preacher's kids? Yeah, you didn't know that. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Hold on to your seat. Wait a minute.
Yeah. So yes, I'm a PK. I'm a preacher's kid. So I grew up singing in the church. My mom had a voice that was just like a bird. It was absolutely beautiful. She sang so well. So I've always sung a little bit, but the singing was something that I did bring into the performance. I just thought it would make it a full all-around package. And interesting enough, my vocals and Janet's vocals are very similar. So it wasn't very hard to emulate her in that regards. So it's it's just stepped up my game. It stepped up my performance. You know, I can give them the vocals and I can give them the singing. And I want people to know too that I'm going now by the name of G, the Triple Threat, because I also do some acting. So that's something I'm going to be bringing in too. So dancing, singing, and acting is what I'm going to be, you know, embodying everything in. But yeah, so the singing is, yeah, it's not easy, but I love it, and I love to sing. I love it.
Is the acting aspect, is that a part of the Janet Jackson tribute show, or is that a separate, distinct
Well, you know,
performance?
Janet has done a lot of acting in her career as well. So it's something that I actually did in high school. I did a lot of forensics. I even did a couple of plays actually in Kansas City about 4 years ago. So I think that's just another thing to, you know, entertain people with and bring to my, you know, to my collage of my performing. So, you know, just to show that I don't just sing, I don't just dance, but I can act too. So G, the Triple Threat. Yeah.
Triple threat, versatility. I think that's where it's at, being versatile, being able to do more than one thing, you know. I would sometimes I would tell my students, it's like being Batman and having more than one device in your utility belt, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Using
Exactly.
the right tool for the right job. Tell me about,
Exactly.
so you're a PK kid, are there PK brothers and sisters? Did you grow up with brothers and sisters?
I do. I actually have one sister. She's nothing like me. She's totally different. She doesn't like the stage. She doesn't like performance. She's very quiet. She keeps to herself. So we're night and day. So, but yes, I do have a sister, and then I have a brother as well, who's a year. I think he's 2 years older than me. So yeah, so I do. I have a brother and a sister.
Is there entertainment in him?
No,
Is he a
no.
musician?
Nope, he's not a musician either. Yeah, it's just me. It's just
So
me.
the entertainment genes flowed to you. You're the only one that it went to.
They flow to me. I actually do. I have a niece who I'm actually working on some music with. So she has some, you know, she's into kind of the performing and entertainment too. But for the most part, it's just me. Like I said, my mom could sing, but unfortunately, she's not here with us, you know, right now. But she has a beautiful voice. So, but yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Who, Genita, the name, who are you named after? Where'd the name come from?
So my name originated from, that's a very good question. So my mom used to work for an egg company. And so there were like 3 people that had, that came up with my name. They had something to do with my name. I don't know how they came up with it, but they did. And to this day, either people can't pronounce it, or they make it harder than what it really is, which I get. But yeah, so that's how my name came up. It was my mom and my grandmother and a couple other women that they work with. Yeah.
You know, with my Ebonic drawl, I mean, am I saying it right, Genita?
You're saying it exactly right.
Okay.
That's it, Genita.
I thought you were gonna say no. It's pronounced Genita. You know,
Genita. Yeah, no, that's it. That is perfect. Yes.
Hey, not many people can boast that they performed in Vegas, but you know, you can. Tell us about that. I didn't want that. I don't want anybody not to miss that one. Tell us about that. What was that like? How did that come about? What was that like?
And thank you for asking that. And leading back to that again, when you asked me the question on, you know, do I think, or I wish I would have had, you know, more training, or you can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. So I actually worked with a gentleman by the name of Justin Dean, and we contacted each other, and he's an amazing Michael Jackson tribute artist. And he saw me, so we started talking about me opening up for him in front of his show. And I was really, really excited. I'm just this Midwest girl in Kansas City, you know, and to, you know, be thought about to open up for, you know, someone who performs regularly in Vegas was amazing. So he reached out to me. We started talking. I sent him over some music that I did, courtesy of Sean Latimer. So I did some tracks, and you guys will be hearing about that too. I'll be playing some music that we recorded together, but I sent in some tracks. We started conversing about doing a show out there, and it just all came together. And I was at uh, the Freedom Center in Henderson, Nevada, Nevada. And it was awesome. It was last year. I opened up for him. The crowd loved it. It was just a dream come true. So everyone, never give up on your dreams, and always keep pushing. Never give up, no matter what anyone says. Listen to you. Listen to your mind.
Yeah. Band-wise, any plans for putting together? Well, first of all, we have to deal with the COVID situation before I go there. How are you, keeping active, or how are you keeping your name out there and your presence out there during this time of economic uncertainty and this pandemic? How are you doing that? Where can we find you? Where can people see you?
So I always stay active on Instagram, Facebook. I'm getting ready to kind of put some things together for YouTube to keep that pushing. But I'm still working on my craft. I work out regularly. That's very important to me. I also put up a lot of workout videos, just showing people how you need to stay healthy and active. And I'm still recording music. I'm working on my dance, outside. I'm filming a lot of videos. I mean, even just, outside with the weather being so nice. But just because I can't hit the stage doesn't mean that I can't, continue to work on it, continue to push. Just staying active, providing content, always giving people something to see. Because you can tell when people are really interested in what you want, and they'll tell you, and so I just always try and stay active with that. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, that's where you can find me.
Yeah, I've seen some of your training videos. I saw you bench press a Ford F-50. I thought that was pretty interesting. No, I'm just.
Yes, I did.
I'm saying she's very physical. That's very deep. That's probably part. You probably need to stay in shape, and that's a lot of physicality doing the dance routines and whatever. You find that keeps you in shape and keeps your energy up and all that?
It does. Endurance, being able to sing and dance at the same time while you're on stage. It's hard. People don't realize how hard it is, and it takes work, and it doesn't happen overnight. So you just have to keep, you have to stay on top of it. And fitness and working out definitely has a huge part in that.
Would you say you're a perfectionist about your craft? Or are you laid back, easygoing?
I would say I'm a perfectionist. Indeed. I'm probably very hard on myself, but that's how it is. But it's good and bad because I'm critical. But that's how it's how you get better. That's how you stand out. And that you just stay unique that way. So yeah, I am. I'm always, looking for new things. How can I make things better? So yeah.
Yeah. So has COVID affected on a more personal note? I hope everybody's okay and healthy, but do you know any people that's been affected by that COVID situation? Any musicians or performers or?
I don't know any performers affected. I do have a friend of mine who lives in Houston, Texas. He did unfortunately have COVID, but he's okay. And he actually had it before all this took place. He actually had it before I even think they even had a name for it. So he's the only one. I'll see or hear people saying that their family members have either unfortunately passed or have suffered from it, but thank God.
Yeah.
No one in my family, no one close. No.
All right, Genita. Talking about bands, what do you think about bands and working with bands? What's your experience? What do you find in that? Is that does that easier? That sometimes get a little tricky working with bands. I'll go there first before I ask you about you and your design for bands. But first, just the concept of dealing with bands. What's your experience on that?
So I am currently wanting to work with you. So let me tell you guys, Marlon is amazing. He is amazing guitar player. I mean, absolutely phenomenal, top of the line. So I would love and I want to do a tribute band, which we've kind of talked about a little bit, but I think that would be so awesome. I would love to work with you in regards to a Janet Jackson tribute band. I think people would love it. I think they would love it. So I'm all about that. I love live music. Anything live musically, I love it. I love it.
I see. So I guess besides that, I guess the answer is, hey, I like working with bands. You know, bands are not problematic. I get the energy from the bands, right? Is that the deal?
That's
Other
right.
than me, have you worked with other bands though before, haven't you? Besides, you know, you at the time you and I were on stage together. Have you worked with other bands before?
So I've actually sang with the band called the Billy Bats in Kansas City. Jason Bavoni, he's an amazing musician. So I've done some vocals with them on a few songs. So yeah, I actually have. But they are the only band that I've actually worked with. But yes, tons of energy. Love the band.
So a lot of sometimes I make predictions when I see performers or artists at some point, like even in the case of Roz, who's the producer of this show. When I first met her, she probably thought I was crazy when I told her after an audition, I said, you know what, you and I are going to end up working together one day. Mark my word, just stand by. That's going to happen. And there were several attempts to try to get a hold of her, but she was either didn't answer the phone or she was too busy. See, she can't respond because she's in the producer's booth doing this show, so I can say anything I want about Roz and not get any blowback from it. And the same thing with you. So right here and now, I make this prediction. I say that I don't know how all this COVID stuff is going to work out or whatever, but I predict that we are going to. It would be my pleasure. I can so see it that. Of putting a band together, a strong statement together, and getting that band behind you and working with you and doing some shows. I guarantee it would kick. It would just like hit, blow up, hit. So that's my prediction today. This is May the 23rd. This is May 23rd. So remember, I said this day. Write that on your calendar. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yes.
Okay. On that note, one more thing I want to ask you. Okay, so I understand I can barely see it on your ear. Pull your hair back. What's going on there? What is that? That's a key, right? Okay.
So
tell us about that.
So people ask me all the time. So if you guys didn't know, I'll hit you on to something. So as you know, Janet Jackson always wears a key on her earring. And the reason behind the key is when she was young, she used to have to take care of the animals. So instead of putting her key on a key ring, she put it on her earring. So she wouldn't lose it. She wouldn't lose it. So this is the key.
Oh, so wow.
This is my staple. So if you aren't a true Janet fan, you know, you have to be a true Janet fan to know about the key. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, are you an animal lover? Now, be careful because the animal rights activists may be watching this. Before you say something outrageous, let's think about this answer for a second. So, do you love animals? Are you an animal person?
I am the biggest animal lover. I always tell myself, I'm like, if I had this huge mansion, like it would be full of animals. I love cats. I love dogs. When I was little, my dad had dogs and we'd ride them in the house back and forth, ride the dogs up and down stairs. And I had a cat, actually, my baby, his name was Tigger, God rest his soul. I had him for 16 years, and we had to put him down due to cancer. But I love animals. I love animals because they don't have a voice, so we have to speak for them. And I love animals. So, and I hate to hear about anyone trying to abuse an animal or anything like that. But I am the biggest animal lover ever. So yes, cats, dogs, I love them.
Okay, so I just got a text from the Municipal Animal Farm saying that to advise your guests that it's against the law to have 600 animals in a house at one time.
So maybe I shouldn't do that. So I'm gonna.
So you should cut it down to 49. You'll probably be all right.
Cut it down to 49. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely do that.
Okay. All right. You create that something. You're something else. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Genita. Genita, thank you for joining us today. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Marlon,
Thank
you. I want to say before I get off of here, I want to make sure I say thank you to my family for loving me, encouraging me, and supporting me through everything I've gone through. They are my staple, and I love them so much. And I just want to make sure I say thank you to my family, my sister, my aunt, my dad, my mom, all my friends and loved ones. So love, love, love. So I love you. Thank you.
Okay, that'd be the final word. This is Marlon Bankston, another episode of Conversations with Marlon, just the guitar player in the corner. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
I want to personally thank Roz and Marlon for having me on your show. It's a true honor. Thank you for believing in me, and it means the world to me. So thank you to you both. You guys are both amazing. God bless.
We are a part of the Rhythm Nation. It's showtime, guys.
Las Vegas! How do you do it?